Visitors to the Kentucky Gateway Center in Maysville, Kentucky will find an exhibit where they can enter many different worlds, from historical homes to humorous gatherings to fairy tale houses. All these worlds are found in the Kathleen Savage Browning Miniature Museum, displaying an art form that may initially look like dollhouses, but for the curator, there is so much more.
They're not dollhouses. The way they are built, they're architecturally correct. And, you know, one could walk in and go around the corner and go up a set of stairs or open a closet door, or, you know, they're built the same way that a real house would be built. We just had a group come through this morning, and, you know, when they come in, they said, we've never, ever seen anything like this. When they look at these things, they're amazed at the detail.
This collection is the gold standard for a growing group of folks who have discovered the joy of crafting miniatures, creating little worlds, real or fantasy. It is an art form that goes back in history.
The art has been around since the times of the Egyptians. The kings would take into their tombs what they wanted to take with them, but they couldn't take it in full size, so they would have it made in miniature.
The Louisville Miniature Club is one of the oldest clubs in America. We were founded almost immediately after the national organization was founded in 1972. We were founded in 1974. You create a world, and the world is exactly what you want. It can be perfect, it can be old and messed up, and it's fascinating to figure out how to do things or how to make something look the way you want it to look.
Much of the challenge of this art form is the exactness it demands to achieve the realism of these recreations.
The standard dollhouse scale is 1 inch to the foot, and that's universal across the globe. And the importance of making a room or an enclosure or a vignette that looks real is to keep everything in the proper scale.
Bob Haven of Lexington is one of Kentucky's leading miniaturists, having just won the blue ribbon at the Kentucky State Fair. But rather than full houses, he chooses another form of miniatures.
I like to use the room box idea rather than a full-scale house. I don't have space for a huge dollhouse, but I have space for 25 room boxes that can fit on bookcases or on end tables.
Haven's collection truly showcases his talents, creating Lilliputian-sized worlds in antique light cages, or even in old jewelry boxes. He shares his experience with club members on design and how to build furniture.
Yeah, just glue it on.
Oh, I see.
See, and then that gives you a nice clean edge.
Every year, the Louisville Club holds an annual sale for members and non-members, bringing in vendors from around the country, displaying pre-built furnishings, and enticing additions for collectors. But for those who previously have enjoyed other crafts, like sewing or woodworking, they find these talents are an advantage when making their own furnishings, even in this small world.
If you're a needle pointer in full size, in large scale, you can be a needle pointer in miniature, and you can do tiny little rugs and pillows. So anything you can do full size, you can do in miniature, and then you make a wonderful little world that's all yours.
Haven teaches these enthusiasts to look at everyday objects as having the potential in the miniature world.
Someone starting in the hobby or the obsession of dollhouse miniatures, you don't need a lot. You need some imagination. A lot of what I build now is made out of recycled materials. You just have to look at things differently. A coffee creamer that you get at a restaurant makes a perfectly usable large flower pot for a tree or a bush or a shrub or something like that. They're perfectly scaled for that.
And for all these miniaturists, there is a pride to be found in their own masterpieces they have created.
You will have satisfaction and joy like you never believed when you can make something. When you look back and think, oh, I did that. I envisioned it, I pictured how I wanted it to turn out, and it did just how I wanted it to be. That is a feeling of satisfaction and joy that just can't be duplicated.
Enjoy more Kentucky life. Subscribe now.